Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, some big news coming from the Bitcoin ETF because VanEck and Solidex have withdrawn their Bitcoin ETF proposal from the SEC's review. Before this proposal was withdrawn yesterday, their deadline was October 18th to get approval from the SEC. They've now withdrawn it for reasons that we'll be discussing in today's video. We need to dive on into this because this is a big news story. Because guys, frankly, we wanted a Bitcoin ETF last year in 2018, and now it looks like we're going to be getting one at earliest in 2020. Before we get to that though, guys, there's something else that we obviously have to talk about because the altcoins, guys, they are mooning. Check this out. A lot of big altcoins up over 10%. XRP being up here as one of them, while Bitcoin is seeing a red day. If we scroll down here, guys, Bitcoin is literally the only cryptocurrency in the red right now. What is going on? Is this the beginning of a new altcoin season? We're going to be discussing both of these topics in today's video. But guys, before we dive on into it, I do want to remind you of the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. There is a $40 off coupon code running down below. We have nearly 900 students in CT2A right now learning everything they need to learn about technical analysis from the very basics all the way up through the more advanced concepts like how to plan their trades, how to build their instincts so that they can go and profitably trade in these markets. If you want to support the channel while also learning in a structured way how to do TA, check us out at the link down below. Anyway, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. There's not a whole lot that we need to discuss on Bitcoin as per usual. Bitcoin has been trading sideways for the last however long. We see that Bitcoin has had a little bit of a pullback today, but really just nothing interesting going on that chart. The thing that does interest me, though, on the other hand, is the altcoins pumping and Bitcoin's dominance retracing. Guys, if you'll remember to some videos we did a while ago, Bitcoin's dominance was over 70%. Not that long ago, it was up to 72%, especially if you look at Bitcoin compared to its volume. That's called like a volume-weighted market capitalization. Bitcoin's volume was actually closer to nearly 90%. The altcoins have been getting shredded this year, guys. They've been getting destroyed because Bitcoin was the one pushing the market up. And in yesterday's video, I talked about some of the reasons that Bitcoin has not just blown its top off and shot straight through 20K yet. A lot of that being that there's not a lot of retail interest in the market. And I think another sign that we haven't really kicked off a proper bull market yet. We are in a bull market, but why we haven't gone into the new hype cycle, we can tell that because the altcoins aren't mooning. A lot of the times when Bitcoin is rallying new heights and going past all-time high, the altcoins are doing very well, as we saw in 2017, but they're not right now. But an interesting development has occurred over the last couple of days. As we can see, Bitcoin's dominance has started to fall over the last 2 or 3 days from up here around 70% to where it is now around 67.5%. And that doesn't seem like a lot. That's only 2.5 percentage points on Bitcoin dominance, but that translates to billions of dollars flowing into the altcoins, multi-tens of billions of dollars flowing into the altcoins. And it shows, guys. XRP is up 12%, Ethereum's up 6%, Bitcoin Cash is up 3.5%, Stellar down here is up 19%. It's going to the moon. If we look at these altcoins, guys, since their bottoms, many of them are up over 25%. Ethereum's up 32%. Bitcoin Cash, being a useless hard fork, is up 18%. Litecoin is up 24%. And guys, even Tether over Bitcoin is up 8%. And guys, even Tether over Bitcoin is up 8%. All of those markets I just showed you are not over US dollars, keep in mind. Those markets are over Bitcoin. A lot of these cryptocurrencies, they might only be up 2 to 5% here on the day, but over the last couple of days, they've been rallying pretty significantly. We saw some of the top fives moving nearly 30% or more over the last 7 days. That all leads us to one very important question. Is an altcoin season starting? Well, guys, that's a question that we've talked about quite a lot on the channel here, and you guys have asked my opinion on this a lot, so I'll go ahead and rephrase. So I'll go ahead and tell you what my opinion is on it. As I've said for the last couple of months, I've said for a long time that if an altcoin season is going to start, it's going to start in Q4 of 2019 or on into 2020. It wasn't going to start before then, and I was right. We're moving on into Q4. We're getting close to the end of Q3. We're getting close to Bakkt launching. We're getting close to a lot of really important things happening in this market. One of them, one of the most important in my opinion, is that Bitcoin has now been in a bull market for nearly 6 months. And the reason that's important, guys, is because if you'll remember back to 2017, Ethereum hit all-time high January the 3rd, 2018, a full month after Bitcoin did. And on Ethereum's Bitcoin chart, it didn't hit a high until January 31st of 2018. You see that on all the charts, guys. The altcoins tend to lag behind Bitcoin. That's the way they work. Bitcoin is normally the top dog driving the market. And then when you get into a healthy bull market, what happens is that when Bitcoin is taking a breather, as it is now, the interest leaves Bitcoin and instead it moves into the altcoins. And then the altcoins go on a rally. That keeps the interest in the space. It sustains the bull market. And then as the altcoins are rallying, people are making money there. Then they see opportunity on Bitcoin and they go buy into Bitcoin and start longing it. In 2017, we saw this cycle of moving from Bitcoin rallying to altcoins rallying to Bitcoin rallying to altcoins rallying, and that cycle was the engine that continued to drive the Bitcoin market. That tying into the fact that one of the big driving factors of the hype cycle in 2016 and mostly 2017 was interest in the altcoin space and decentralized applications. and general blockchain technology being developed on all these different altcoins. We're also talking about ICOs. That was what drove Bitcoin in 2017. So guys, to conclude my rant here, what I think is happening is now that a lot of the interest has left Bitcoin, now that everybody can kind of agree that we're in a Bitcoin bull market, people are starting to turn to the altcoins, and they're seeing that they're massively undervalued, because they are. Ethereum might be up 27% in the last 11 days, but guys, if you look at the Ethereum over BTC chart, it is down 83% from its high in 2018. If you come to the website CoinGecko.com, you can see how far retraced many of these altcoins are from their all-time high. Litecoin's down 80%, XRP's down 90%, Bitcoin SV is down 50%, Ethereum's down 85%, Bitcoin Cash down 91%, but Bitcoin's only down 48%. Now that we've reconfirmed a Bitcoin bull market, people are driving a lot of their attention not just into Bitcoin anymore, they're driving it into the altcoins, and I think that's going to be a very bullish development moving on for the rest of this year, on into 2020 as the bull market continues to pick up steam. Great news for Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin isn't the one getting the gains. I'm really happy about this. Speaking of something that I'm happy about, this is something that I'm not happy about. The CBOE has withdrawn the VanEck SolidX Bitcoin ETF proposal from SEC review. And guys, this is disappointing because, as you know, the Bitcoin ETF has been on our tongues for the last 2+ years. If you guys remember back all the way to 2017, you'll remember someone by the name of Nicholas Merton, you may know him as DataDash, talking about Bitcoin ETFs all the way back in like September and October of 2017, right around the time that I was getting into the space, several months after I'd gotten in. He was talking about them. We wanted one in late 2017, didn't get it. Wanted in 2018, didn't get it. We were kind of hoping for one in 2019, but guess what? We didn't get it. If we read here, guys, on September 17th, the SEC published a notice that the CBOE had withdrawn its application for the VanEck SolidX Bitcoin ETF on September the 13th. Although no reason was given, the decision to withdraw the proposal came just weeks after the firm began offering a limited Bitcoin ETF for institutions. And guys, I'll be quite honest with you, this Bitcoin trust that they launched was an absolute and total failure. As we can see, they only managed to raise $41,000 in net assets. They are marketing this only to qualified institutional buyers, which means only a certain number of people can use this instrument. But the fact that VanEck was only able to raise $40,000 for what is kind of a Bitcoin ETF, but only for certain institutional buyers, is depressing and maybe puts a damper on the argument that the Bitcoin ETF would revolutionize Bitcoin. Nevertheless, it is still important. Now, I want to talk about why this happened, guys. Bitcoin ETFs have been proposed and they've been withdrawn. They've been denied many times. I remember back over a year ago, it was right around over here on this day, I think it was the 25th of July, 2018. The Winklevoss twins had proposed an ETF based on their exchange Gemini, and it got shot down by the SEC because, of course, they could easily manipulate their own exchange, and the underlying asset that would be trading on, Gemini's Bitcoin, could easily be manipulated. And the same thing is unfortunately true for most of Bitcoin right now. I have to agree with the SEC on this, actually. It doesn't seem like Bitcoin is ready for an SEC-approved ETF. And the reason for that is very simple. I'll let a chairman from the SEC say it himself.
Now, your realm here is a Bitcoin ETF. Are we any closer, or have the people involved in the Bitcoin businesses in any way come closer to satisfying your concerns?
The short answer is yes, but there's work left to be done. Those were not trivial questions. How do we know that we can custody and have a hold of these crypto assets? That's a key question. And an even harder question, given that they trade on largely unregulated exchanges, is how can we be sure that those prices aren't subject to significant manipulation?
So guys, you can't really blame the SEC on this, because the fact of the matter is the Bitcoin ETF is a type of derivative. It has to derive its price action from somewhere. And while I'm not one to call manipulation every other minute and say that, oh, my technical analysis didn't work, so I'm going to cry manipulation, there is manipulation in this space, and it's very hard to detect, and it's very hard to stop. One of the reasons for that is because the exchanges in cryptocurrency are not regulated. We see these massive wicks every once in a while, and it's very clear that somebody went on over-the-counter markets, bought a bunch of Bitcoin, and sold it all on exchange, or did the opposite, and then at the same time you see a big long or short position open on BitMEX because they're manipulating the market and using leverage to make a crap ton of money. The last thing the SEC wants to do is approve a Bitcoin ETF when stuff like that is happening in this market. So we're probably not going to see one just yet. As Jay Clayton said, there probably will be a Bitcoin ETF coming in the future, but we're not ready yet. What I personally think, guys, is that when Bakkt launches, there may be a potential that we could build a Bitcoin ETF on top of Bakkt, because Bakkt is going to be one of the first well-regulated cryptocurrency exchanges that's purely based in the United States, so that the SEC can be comfortable that there's not some kind of manipulation going on the market. So guys, while the Bitcoin ETF has been withdrawn for like the 17 millionth time, it doesn't mean that we're we're not going to get one. There is one coming more than likely in 2020, 2021. Jay Clayton himself said that we're getting there, but it's more than likely not going to be this year. And guys, to be quite honest with you, that's perfectly fine. To wrap the video up, I want to show you something. I want to show you the 2015 bull market for Bitcoin. We normally talk about the last bull market as the 2016-17 bull market, but oftentimes we also forget that there was 3 to 4 months of bull market before 2016 started. We saw that Bitcoin rallied, and then for the first 4 or 5 months of 2016, guys, Bitcoin traded sideways. Bitcoin didn't do anything. It was trading at less than half of its all-time high. Right now, we're trading at over half of our all-time high, so we're already doing pretty well. Bitcoin traded sideways here for 168 days, guys. This right over here, this is a definitional boring market. And then guess what? Bitcoin had a little bit of a pump. It rallied all the way up here to $800, and then it got boring again, and we traded sideways for another 130 days. But guess what, guys? Because people were patient, because the people in that market did not leave, because the people in that market started building up long-term portfolios, they caught one of the biggest bull markets in the history of cryptocurrency when Bitcoin 100x. So guys, just because Bitcoin is trading sideways right now, just because the Bitcoin ETF has been withdrawn, that is not reason to panic. That is not reason to sell all your Bitcoin and leave the space and think, oh, Bitcoin's going to zero. Guys, this is normal for the beginning of a bull market. The fact that we've seen the massive rally we have, and the fact that we're still seeing the fundamentals develop in very, very bullish ways is indicative that even if 2019 might end the year on a boring note, 2020 is going to be insane, and 2021, we're going to make a lot of money. Guys, patience is not only a virtue, patience is a very profitable skill if you're an investor, and don't forget it, because you're going to need it. If Bitcoin breaks bearish here over the next couple of weeks, if Bitcoin trades sideways here for the next couple of months, it doesn't matter, because the fundamentals for Bitcoin are always improving. The technical landscape, the regulatory landscape, everything is getting better on Bitcoin. You need only have patience and you will be fine. But anyway, guys, with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap the video up. I do hope you guys did enjoy the video. Before we wrap it up, though, I do need to go ahead and remind you of the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, guys. There are 34 videos in this course, over 10 hours of content teaching you everything from the very basics of cryptocurrency all the way through the far more advanced concepts like how to actually plan and execute your trades. We're talking how to calculate risk and reward ratios, how to use certain tools on TradingView to help you with that, how to figure out where to put your stop loss, how to figure out where to take profit, if you should take profit all at once or if you should gradually take profit, take 25% here, 50% there, and save 25% for your investing portfolio. We use 3 different example trades on 3 different markets, and I show you guys exactly how to plan those trades. It's very important that you know what you're doing, because a lot of people just open the chart and they say, oh, look, Bitcoin's moving up, let me make a trade. That's not how this works, guys. Technical analysis is the thing that will tame that emotional trading, and you need to know it. It's very important. Another video in the Academy here that I love is gut feeling. This video talks about instinct. It talks about your feeling of what the market's going to do. This is not emotion. This is very different from emotion. Machine learning algorithms, when they're trying to differentiate faces, what they do is they're given 10 million faces of Jenny, and then they're given 10 million faces of Jim, and whenever they say Jenny's face is Jenny's face, they get a reward. Whenever they say Jenny's face is James's face, they get a punishment. The same thing happens every time you trade. Either you get rewarded with making money, or you get punished with making a loss. What that does, it trains your instinct, it trains your gut, and it trains your ability to understand these markets without the need of technical indicators. This is one of the most important parts of technical analysis, and no one talks about it. I've seen no one talk about this, not a single other person in this space talk about it, but it is so important. And those are just 2 of these videos, guys. So if you want to learn about technical analysis, if you actually want to start being profitable in these markets, or if you already are, become even more profitable, I highly recommend CT2A, guys. With that sale, it's only $159. You're getting access to everything you need to know to start working in these markets and making a lot of money. That right there is a very high ROI investment, and one that the students of the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy will tell you is a good investment. If you don't believe me, you can join our Discord server down below and join our amazing community and ask some people over there what they think of CT2A. Guys, I really do appreciate it when you guys join CT2A and when you listen to me talk about it, because it does allow for this channel to continue. Ad revenue does not pay for everything that we do here, guys. CT2A is what pays for our editor. CT2A is the thing that pays for all of the expenses of this channel. It's not advertising, guys. Even though ad revenue is higher on this channel than most other channels, it's not ad revenue. Ad revenue alone could not even pay our editor. It's you guys joining the Academy and learning over here and helping me to continue doing what I love, which is bringing you guys free content here on YouTube. So guys, I do want to give you a heartfelt thank you to anyone who has joined the Academy and anyone who is still listening after I've talked about that. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, guys, one last thing that I do want to mention is that I do have a Twitter. You guys should go ahead and follow me over here at CryptoJeb. I'm going to be posting a lot more over here, especially when I do my face reveal and I'm out in the Nevada desert, because we are going to Area 51. No, I'm not joking. You guys will be seeing a video on that relatively soon. Follow me on Twitter for updates on that. But anyway, guys, this video is already too long, so we're going to wrap it up. I do want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.